All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm Ethan Bianchi, and a very special guest here with me today. He's the assistant coach on our women's golf team here at McClatchy, Coach Ben Diaz, everybody. Welcome on, Coach. So, first off, how are you? How's your family been during the pandemic and everything going on? Hopefully everything's going.
Doing okay. I know the pandemic's affected everybody and everything, but the one thing that has kept rolling is golf. So, we've been out there and doing some practicing and some playing. So we've been continuing with that, ever since the beginning.
I was going to ask, what you miss most about being around your team, but now obviously you guys are starting to be around each other a little bit more. Is it good to be able to see your team again after the break?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been personally, me and my daughter have been continuing to practice and play, and we just recently started to get the team back together. We can't officially practice yet, but we do kind of like a Wednesday gathering if you want to come out and hit range balls. Nothing official. We're happy to have you out there. So it's been good, and especially with the girls, they're very excited and anxious to be doing something. And you could tell, when they get out there, they're happy. You can see the smiles kind of through their mask, and it's been really good, really good. Especially how we've seen the program grow, even with the pandemic. Well, maybe it's helped out because, it's something that it's a sport that, you can do. Even though, we have all these restrictions, you can still be out there. You can still be practicing and hitting balls and playing. And, it's been okay. And I'm looking forward to getting this thing going.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about so I go on bike rides now since the quarantine and everything just to get out. And I go through Lamb Park and out in River Park and stuff. And I see there's a lot more people on the golf courses than normal. So I was going to ask do you think the pandemic making this one of the few sports options is going to lead to a growth in the sport?
Oh, absolutely. And it's been crazy. I mean, on courses, that would be, easy to walk on and get a tee time. Now, boy, everything's booked. If you want a good tee time, you have to do it at least, 7 to 10 days ahead of time. The deals and the bargains that were out there kind of seem to have went away because everybody's out there. So the courses are really, really doing well right now.
That's good to hear. At least it's continuing with everything.
Yes.
So your team, you're coming off a Metro League title last season. Can you talk about some of the drivers behind the success of your group?
Oh, it's been amazing. This is my 5th year. I joined the McClatchy team when my daughter joined McClatchy. She did a transfer, so we lived in West Sacramento, and she wanted to continue playing competitive golf, but the high school, River City High School in West Sacramento, did not have a golf team. So fortunately, her grandparents live by McClatchy, so we were able to do a transfer. And as soon as she started playing for McClatchy her freshman year, then I was able to jump aboard too. The head coach, Daniel Ng, just a really great guy, and we hit it off, and I was able to bring the knowledge of the game that I have and the experience of working with my daughter to help the whole team. We've seen it grow from having 6 players to, right now there's 16 girls out there. So just huge, and especially in a sport with ladies golf, over the last 4 years, there's always forfeits with other teams because they can't get enough players to be out there and compete. So they'll just bring, the players that they have, maybe 4 players. But fortunately with McClatchy, we've seen it grow from 6 to 8 to 12 to 15, and right now we have 16, and just seeing it grow and grow and grow and grow. It's been very exciting. And I think that, some of the main reasons behind that is, we've got a great head coach, and him and I work very well together, and we make it fun. We make it so the girls go out there and it's not, all pressure, you have to win, you have to do this, but we're also able to, show them different things, and it works out. It really does. It
That's
really
good.
does.
What's the coaching dynamic like between you and coaching? Because obviously you have multiple coaches. Do your styles complement each other?
They do. It's kind of he's the bad cop and I'm the good cop, and that's how it works out. He's very caring. He'll work with any girl. He's a certified PGA instructor. He has a lot to bring to the game, and he's a little bit more on the serious side with the girls. I'm a little bit more on the let's be out here and have fun side, but I can also show you how to get better. And so, between the two, it works out pretty good, because, not every player is going to, lean towards my way of coaching, and not every player is going to lean towards his way. So it kind of balances out.
What inspired you to get into golf in the first place, and then now become a coach and continue teaching the game to the next generation?
It's my daughter. I always wanted her to be a lady golfer, because I knew that this is one sport where, if you try really hard, and it's not easy. Lots of times you'll hear, oh, well, a lady golfer, all you have to do is be able to, to play and you can get a scholarship. No, it's that's a bunch of hogwash. You really have to work hard. And ever since she was 6 years old, we've been working together. And I've been coaching her, and she definitely was my inspiration on being a coach. I didn't know I would be a very good coach, but I think I do a pretty good job, because I'm able to relate to the younger, to the teenagers. I'm also an elementary school teacher, so I'm pretty good with kids. And I was able to carry over that, kind of that silliness from working with the elementary kids over to the high schoolers. It's not a big difference. They still find a lot of the same things funny, and they're, if you show them respect and you don't try and push them too hard, I think that's the best way to go about in coaching the high schoolers.
Nice. Do you find it easier or harder to coach your own daughter? Because I know, like, a lot of the coaches I've talked to have had to coach their own kids at some point, and some of them it's been like easier, some of them it's been harder. What was it like for you? So
coaching my daughter all the way till she got probably maybe her freshman year, it was great. But then, that's about the time where, well, maybe my dad doesn't know everything. Maybe I don't agree with this, or I don't agree with that. So once about after her freshman year, then we started doing a little more private lessons with a different coach, and I'd still work with her, but kind of letting her venture off a little bit and hearing some things from a different perspective. I wouldn't have done it any other way. So I was really happy I got a chance to work with her and coach with her, and I still do. But definitely they need that different perspective once they get to a certain level. She's my my biggest accomplishment. She has a scholarship, and she's going to be playing golf in New Jersey at a private university, and they were really generous, and my daughter has really gotten lucky, and it was because of golf that got her in that door.
Nice, congratulations on that.
Thanks.
So you've been talking a lot about how the team has grown from 6 members to 16. I know you had a decent number of seniors last year that now have moved on, but obviously numbers are going up. What's your hopes for the future of the program?
Right now we're kind of at a rebuild stage. So 6 seniors left, and the 6 seniors were all good players. Mm-hmm. So I'm very proud to say that McClatchy hasn't lost a Metro League match in, I believe, 5 years, and we're this year will be the 6th year that they haven't lost a match, and that's huge. Mm-hmm. And we don't always make it to the Masters and NorCal, but as far as the Metro League goes, very proud that they haven't lost a match. And also the average GPA, hovered around 4.0 for the team up until, this year. I don't know how it's going to be this year, but that's very good. You can't really say, there's not too many teams that can say, I have a team that's never lost a match in Metro League in 5 years, and we average, our GPA averages around 4.0. That's very huge. So my hope for the future is that we continue to have players that work hard academically and also work hard on the course. With such a great number coming out, I'm sure we'll continue to do very well, and I see us, having another great year. Even though it is a rebuilding year, I think, this year, obviously with the, COVID, it's a little bit different for everybody. So, in one way, it kind of benefits us to work on those rebuilding pieces. And then after this is all over, I'm sure we'll be ready to keep running.
Yeah. Going back to the academic thing a little bit, is that something that you and Coach Ng try to drive into your players? Is like academic success, community involvement? Is that lessons that you try to teach your girls?
Yes, absolutely. We try to keep open communication with all the families. And hey, if you have to study for a test tonight, then that comes first. Don't worry about practice. We can always help you there. If you miss a practice, big deal. We're there to help you make up anything that you need to work on, or any skills that you need. But we're always pushing that, hey, if you can't make practice, if you can't make a match, it's always okay. It's never, well, you didn't make practice, so you can't play in the next match. It's like, hey, you didn't miss practice. You had to miss practice because you were studying for a test. You told us ahead of time. Then absolutely, you're not going to lose any spot or anything like that, because academics are always first.
What is the chemistry like for your team? Because like you're one of the sports like swimming or track or something where it's an individual game, but obviously you compete as a team. So how do you try to build that camaraderie and that team feeling between your players?
A couple things that are, I believe, a little bit unique compared to the other sports. And I'm not saying the other sports don't do this, but like after every win, and we have 2 matches a week on average, if we win, then at that very next practice, we have pizza for everybody, pizza and drinks, and we bring it out to the course. So, we haven't lost, so we've had a lot of pizzas. And then like last year, for example, we had a bowling outing, and then we had a roller skating outing, and then we had a swim outing at one of the houses. And so always trying to do things like that, not just let's go out and practice and then let's play and I'll see you. It's always, trying to get everybody to work together, to work as a team, and always trying to think of things that we can do. Like for practices, if we have the academy hole, so it's a kind of a separate area where you can practice, and it's pretty private. It's like your own hole. We'll bring a boom box out there, and we'll make up games that aren't just drills, but they're actually, these drills that are attached to games that make it fun and make it silly. And so just always trying to make it exciting for the players and not just boring. There's whoever's out there practicing and playing from whatever team, that's fantastic. But I have seen other teams where, the coach might be by him or herself. You might have the girls out there, maybe 5, 6, and they're just kind of hitting balls, and then you see them kind of wrap it up and go home. And if you come out to our practice, it's a little bit different. Usually there's more communication, there's a little bit more laughing, there's a little bit more silliness involved, and I think it's paid off just from the record.
I can agree with that based on your record alone.
Yeah.
So you're successful. All right, so I feel like every person that I know that golfs has an answer to this, but do you have a favorite course that you've played on, or do you have like a dream course that you wish you could play around on?
So my favorite course is it's called Catavadera in Lincoln. It used to be called 12 Bridges. Now it's completely private. And it happens to be my daughter's favorite course too. She shot her lowest score there, and growing up, I played there quite a bit. And now that it's become, it was semi-private, so then I'd only be able to play there on occasion. And now it's all the way private, so I'm trying to figure out how I can get back in there. But that's my favorite course. It's extremely challenging. They had a professional ladies golf tournament there a couple years in a row, but it's been like, I don't know, 18 years ago. So I really enjoyed the place. Like I said, it's extremely challenging, and it really makes you appreciate the game and play to your highest level. So it's my favorite course to play. My dream course, fortunately, being there with my daughter, she's played in a lot of the big courses, like the Monterey courses, the Pinehurst in North Carolina, and I've been there with her, so either caddying for her or just walking the course. So I don't really have one that I haven't been at yet that is a dream course, but just happy to be out there playing, especially when I'm playing with my daughter, and especially at our favorite course at 12 Bridges.
Nice. All right, so I've been asking everybody this question so far, but I know a lot of people have picked up a new habit or a new skill or something during quarantine. Do you have anything new that you've started doing since the lockdown?
It's actually been practicing more golf. So since the quarantine, that's pretty much all you can do. Just practicing more. And then I enjoy riding my bike too, my road bike, but with the smoke, it makes it kind of difficult, and we've had some bad air days, quite a few of those. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing I've picked up since the quarantine is practicing more, and just being out there hitting more balls.
Fun. Do you have any final words of wisdom or a quote or anything that you'd like to share before we wrap up this interview?
Just that, especially in the time of quarantine, it's, there's always a silver lining out there. And if that means, quarantine, you weren't able to do these 10 things, what about that one thing that you were able to do? And just focus on that and get as good as you can at that. And it'll help out. It'll help out in so many other ways. Kind of like, with this quarantine, only sport you can really go out and do is play golf. Well, it's kind of brought my daughter and I even a little bit closer, because that's what we're doing. We're doing a little bit more of that right now. So yes, it's a world pandemic. I wish it never existed, but it is. It's for real. It's here. We're working on it. But if you can find something, just something that's that you can get better at, whether it's riding a road bike, it's working on a golf game, it's learning a new skill. Take the time that you have and go for it. And just do it. It'll make you better in that area, and then eventually it'll feed off into the other areas, and I'm sure it'll probably help out in so many other ways too. So,
I like that. All right. Well, thank you to Coach Ben for coming on and talking with us about golf and life and his team success and all that great stuff. I had a great time. Thank you, Coach, for coming on. I hope you enjoyed this too. And thank you so much for watching, and everybody come back next week for more. Thank you.